Hey Dabbers, and welcome back to another Dab 2000 video. And today, I will be ranking all the MCU villains this time. Now,
I'm a villain because I have TNT.
Come here. Come here. I'm not going to do
Don't
anything.
pull me up, Kate Dab.
Yeah.
Dab. Oh.
Oh. I'm sorry, Junior. Just had to do it. Alright. Today I will be ranking all the villains in the MCU because I did tease this in my heroes ranking. So, this time we have 6D villains to go through. So, let's start ranking them. And give this video a like, subscribe, ring the bell before I start getting into this ranking. Alright, coming in at number 60, I have Todd Phelps from She-Hulk. Now, I think this villain could have been much better if She-Hulk actually went with their villains all the way through the end. They didn't, so this is why it's last place. 59, I have Alicia from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. It's, this person right here. And, you know, she's fine and all. She just, it controls these people that play video games all day. And that's about it. Not that big of a threat. 58, I have the Supreme Intelligence from Captain Marvel. And she's fine and all and stuff, but, you know, she's just, training Captain Marvel's powers from her. And not that much of a villain scheme that much. 57, I have Najimi from Miss Marvel. And she's fine and all, just a very weird villain, not that great of a villain at all. And I think she could have been way better. What are you doing, Junior?
Collecting TNT.
Okay. I don't know if I should be worried about that. Probably should, but... 56, I have Malekith from Thor the Dark World. You know, Dark Elf. Very forgettable villain. I forget he's the villain half the time, and just, I don't really like him that much. I think his powers are kind of dumb. I don't even think he has powers.
He's just an elf.
Yeah. 55, I have Death Dealer from Shang-Chi, and I just think he was wasted potential because...
He could have been right. But...
Yeah, his fight scenes were really cool until he died. So, not that big, not that cool.
What's under the mask?
No one knows. 54, I have Sharon Carter from Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And I think this was one of the wasted potential villains because, it was a plot twist for it, but everyone knew that she was going to be the villain. So, it's just alright and not even that good. 53, I have Kariman from Miss Marvel. Now, he's alright, just like the same powers, just like Miss Marvel, just evil. That's really it. 52, Taserface from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Did he, die?
Yes. He's alright. It's probably the coolest name on this list.
Taser. Yeah, probably.
I was just kidding. Don't you think Crossbones sounds cooler?
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of cooler names.
Thanos doesn't.
So, he is fine and all, just not that good. 51, Carly Morgenthau from Falcon and the Winter Soldier. She's fine, just, she tried to be, more of, a not huge hero villain, but, kind of, sympathetic, but it's that she literally blows up people and stuff, so she counts as a villain, and I don't really like her as a villain. 50, I have, Verisa from Werewolf by Night. She's fine and all, just a mother of, what's her name? Felissa Bloodstone? I forget her name, but, I mean, Verisa, she's fine and all, but not that big of a villain. 49, Proxima Midnight from, Infinity War and, I don't know, Endgame. She's fine. I think she's...
You keep saying that.
She's my least favorite of Thanos' children.
Did you know that they, didn't add one of his children?
Yeah.
There's, a lot, and then they didn't add one.
Yeah. So, Proxima Midnight is my least favorite, and she doesn't really do that much. 48, I have Hayward from WandaVision. And this is, this person. But, he's fine and all. Some people think, he's not a villain.
Wait, WandaVision had her own movie?
No, show.
Oh.
I mean, some people think he's not a villain because Wanda is, but I think he's a villain because he literally has a white vision and makes it try to kill Wanda. 47, I have the other. I mean, he's there. He shows up sometimes, but he doesn't really have that big character arc to improve him on the list. 46, I have the fake Mandarin. I forget his name, but I literally wrote fake Mandarin on there, so gotta go with it. Fake Mandarin. I mean, everyone's so disappointed that it wasn't the real Mandarin, but what the real Mandarin we got was perfect. But, he's funny and all, but not like a huge villain. 45, Taskmaster. Now, this is one of the most wasted potential villains on this list because it's basically, the reveal is she is a henchman. And I wish they did not do that because all the fight scenes were awesome. It's just they did a very weird twist. That was it. I want to see her in the Thunderbolts some more and hopefully it improves it. 44, I have Colosseum, and I mean, he's the big dude of the team. He can take people out and stuff, but it's fine. He's fine. He's just there to beat up the Avengers. That's about it. 43, I have Dormammu from Doctor Strange. Big creature and about to destroy the city, and that's about it.
I thought he was like a planet.
Maybe. 42, I have Corvus Glaze.
Donuts.
Not donuts.
Corvus Glaze donuts.
Not Corvus Glaze donuts. It's Corvus Glaze. I mean, he stabbed Vision.
Yeah, that's about it.
That's about it. He's not that cool. 41, I have the tracksuit from Hawkeye. I mean, it's just a group of people in Hawkeye, and that's it. Basically, it's just the people, because Hawkeye Ronin's form hurt those people. That's why they're after him, and it's just a alright organization. 40, I have Kilius from Doctor Strange. One of the most forgettable villains here. I think they could have done way more cooler stuff with this villain if they tried, but he's just alright for now. 39, I have Ebony Maw. I think he's the best of the Thanos. I think he's the best of the Thanos' children, but it's still kind of like a henchman. I think his abilities are the coolest in this thing.
The others are weak sauce.
Yeah, he has the best of, because he actually has powers. He's the only one that, did you realize that? He's the only one that has powers.
The other ones are just weak sauce.
Yeah. So, I think he's the best. 38, I have Ego, and as you know, I don't really like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, so, because Ego really doesn't do anything. He's a planet. He can do stuff, but they don't really do that much with him. They just make him play catch, sleep, and that's about it.
And repeat.
Yeah, and repeat. Loop and loop. 37, I have Razor Fist from Shang-Chi. And, just a henchman with a cool hand that's literally a huge machete for an arm.
He's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, he's kind of cool. Just
Death Dealer is cooler, but just not.
But Death Dealer didn't do that much. 36, I have Jakaran from Black Widow, and that's what he looks like, if you forgot. I mean, he's fine. He just keeps all these girls in a place to do his evil deeds for him. That's really about it. Not the big person with an Infinity Gauntlet about to snap. Just him.
Waiting to come on this list.
35, Yon-Rogg from Captain Marvel. And, he's fine and all. It's just, I mean, he's not really that big of a threat because Captain Marvel waited to do their twist villain at the very end, and it was surprisingly him and stuff. It's just an alright villain. 34, I have Surtur from Thor Ragnarok, and, he a big lava monster thing. Pretty fun for him to destroy Asgard, so, pretty cool. 33, I have Shocker, And I think he's one of the better henchmen of the MCU because, you know, he has the gauntlet things that he punches with and it shoots electric. He's just a pretty cool henchman. 32, I have Sonny Birch from Ant-Man and the Wasp. And, you know, he's trying to just get the Ant-Man, Hank Pym's base. And, you know, that's about it. 31, I have the Deviants from Eternal and the Eternals. And, you know, they're fine. They're just mindless creatures roaming around the earth killing people. So, that's about it. 30, I have... my bad. 30, I have Aldrich Killian from Iron Man 3. You know, he literally shoots out lava from his mouth or fire. You know, pretty cool villain. Just, I wish he had more of an arc, like a better arc. 29, I have Zola from Captain America, the First Avenger, and Captain America, the Winter Soldier as his robot form. You know, I like his human form. He's pretty cool. He's like this little henchman thing. Not henchman, but like worker and stuff. But I wish they did the comic accurate version of Zola in Captain America, the Winter Soldier. I mean, they showed him on a TV in his robot form, but they didn't really do that until What If. They kind of did that with Vision, you know, when Vision had Zola in his stomach, you know.
Yeah.
But other than that, we haven't got anything close to his comic accurate version. 28, I have Crossbones. I think this one might be the best henchman we got because he's cool. I like his origin in Captain America, the Winter Soldier, and then becomes that awesome looking Crossbones in Civil War. 27, I have Ronan from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 and Captain Marvel. I wish he did more in Captain Marvel, like become more of a threat. But in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, pretty cool character and pretty good villain that he literally betrays Thanos of all people. And, you know, then gets the Power Stone but loses to the Guardians. 26, I have Ghost. Now, I wasn't really a big fan of the villain Ghost in Ant-Man and the Wasp, but, you know, fine villain, I guess. It's just, I hope they expand it more in the Thunderbolts. 25, I have Alexander Pierce from Captain America, the Winter Soldier. And I think this is just a alright villain. You know, an alright villain, just going around messing with S.H.I.E.L.D. and stuff, and that's about it. 24, I have Whiplash from Iron Man 2. I don't really get the hate of Whiplash. I still like him. I like his whips and stuff, and I like his hate for Iron Man and stuff. Just a very cool character. 23, I have Kingpin, and I'm not going to add Kingpin's story in the Daredevil show. I'm only judging him by his appearance in the Hawkeye show. And what we got from the Hawkeye show was actually pretty good. I do like Kingpin, his big like he was the main head of the tracksuit guys, and you know, I do like his fight scene with Kate Bishop at the end and stuff, and it's just very cool. 22, I have the Celestials from Eternals, and I think they're villains, right, Junior?
Yeah, I'd say.
I would say they're villains, and you know, they're big Celestials trying to blow up the Earth because they're like, I guess the Earths are kind of like eggs for Celestials. So, I mean, that's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
So, you know, they're fine and all. Alright, from here and up, these villains are like some of the best villains there are in the MCU. Coming in at number 21, I have He Who Remains from Loki. This is just an introduction to the big threat Kane, that's going to be the big villain of the multiverse saga, which is just a little taste of what he feels like. It's just a very cool character. 20, I have Justin Hammer from Iron Man 2. I hope we see more of him because he's such a fun character to see on screen because he just wants to be like Tony Stark, but he hates Tony Stark, so he wants to do his own thing. He's just a very quirky and funny character, and I hope he gets introduced again in Armor Wars. 19, I have Abomination from The Incredible Hulk and She-Hulk, and he's more of a villain in Incredible Hulk because he proposes a threat to Hulk, and that scene at the end was cool. But I like how it's like this soldier. He's not really trying to be evil. He's trying to do what's right. So he gets the Hulk serum and becomes a villain and stops the Hulk. And then in She-Hulk, he's kind of a hero, but at the end he's kind of a villain. It's confusing with She-Hulk. 18, I have Yellow Jacket from Ant-Man. And I think Yellow Jacket's actually a pretty good villain. Of course, he's kind of like Obadiah Stane in Iron Man 1. But it doesn't take the fact away that he's kind of cool. He tried to rip off Ant-Man and Hank Pym with his own suit. I think his gadgets are really cool and stuff. Just a really fun villain. 17, I have Red Skull from Captain America: The First Avenger. I don't really understand as much hate Red Skull gets. I think he's a pretty fun and likable character. Not likable, but like a menacing villain to it. And he really proposes a threat to Captain America. And just because he took the super soldier serum first, and it's gone wrong. So very cool villain. 16, I have Gore the God Butcher from Thor: Love and Thunder. And I think I wish we got more scenes with him of butchering gods and stuff, because that's kind of his name. But what we got of him is a pretty good taste of what he would be like if we got more of him. Of course, he's played by Christian Bale. He's one of my favorite actors. And I just like the sword, his shadow creatures, and stuff. He's just very cool. 15, I have Claw from Black Panther and Age of Ultron. And I like how his weapon is basically his hand, and it just comes apart and then he shoots it. It's just a very cool, unique way to do his stuff. And I also like he's not the biggest villain here. He's just there to steal some stuff. 14, I have Mysterio from Spider-Man: Far From Home. And I think he's pretty good. That he uses mind games on the heroes, especially Spider-Man, to do stuff. And then, he's very good. I like all his drones he uses to manipulate people. Just a very cool villain. 13, I have Ultron from Age of Ultron. And although I think they should have done more with Ultron, he's still a very good villain, I think. I like how he was made by our heroes. He was made by Tony Stark and Bruce Banner to be this big villain in Age of Ultron. And I think he's just a very menacing villain. 12, I have Hela from Thor Ragnarok. And I think this is one of the best Thor villains we have. And I like how it's Thor and Loki's older sister and had bigger adventures with Odin and stuff. So she's a very menacing villain, and she uses weapons. She literally shoots weapons out of her hands to kill people. Just a very good villain. 11, I have Ironmonger, aka Obadiah Stane, and this is our very first villain in the MCU, and it is still one of the best villains because he rips off Tony Stark. He was a friend to Tony Stark and then betrays Tony Stark and makes his own suit to destroy the city. But Iron Man stops him, and just a very good character. Alright, Dabbers, we made it to the top 10. At number 10, I have Brian Zemo from Captain America: Civil War and Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And I think he plays the most mind games on people. He made the Avengers split up, fight each other in Civil War, and then we got his purple mask in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which was really cool to see again. And he's a very good character. Number 9, I have Namor from Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and I think we finally got a good villain in a while. This is one of the good villains in a while, because this villain was very, very good. I really liked where they took Namor and it's he's the leader of this underwater tribe and stuff, and he at first he just wants to make peace with people, but then they betray him, and then he goes full on, destroys the city and stuff.
Beast mode.
Yeah, beast mode. Very cool. 8, I have Vulture from Spider-Man: Homecoming, and just a very good character. He's not trying to blow up the city or like destroy a bunch of stuff. He's just trying to do what's right for his family and tries to steal stuff so he can like get money for his family and try to protect his family. So, not the most big menacing villains, but one of the best villains. 7, I have Mandarin or Wenwu from Shang-Chi. And this is how you do Mandarin right. Not the fake Mandarin. The real Mandarin did good. Because this version of Mandarin is very good. And he thinks he's doing what's right to save his family and try to get his wife back. But his ways are evil, and he doesn't know it until it's too late. And that's why I really like this character. 6, I have Wanda from Age of Ultron, because when we first get introduced to Wanda, she's a villain in the Age of Ultron movie at the beginning. I really like her villainous schemes and stuff, and how she like defeats so much people and stuff. She's a very good villain. Number 5, I have Killmonger from Black Panther. Now, I do like Killmonger. I think he's one of the best villains in the MCU. I think he's one of the biggest threats to Black Panther because it's basically his cousin. And he has to fight his family member and stuff. It's just a very good character. And he does play tricks on him because he betrays Claw so he can get to Wakanda and then wins and becomes the king. It's just a very good character. At number 4, I have the Winter Soldier when he's not Bucky Barnes, when he's the villain Winter Soldier in Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Now, I think he's one of the best villains. He's sometimes a hero, he's sometimes a villain, and when his villain form comes in, he will beat the crap out of people. He won't stop, he won't care. He is a full-blown villain, and he is very good. Coming in at number 3 is Green Goblin from Spider-Man No Way Home.
Did you have like Sandman and stuff?
I did not. I didn't add Sandman, Lizard, Electro.
Why?
Kind of forgot. But Green Goblin's the main one.
Dab!
Yeah?
Those guys are like important, bro.
Green Goblin, I think Green Goblin is such a scary villain and a more menacing villain to Spider-Man. He's probably the greatest Spider-Man villain ever. He's my favorite Spider-Man villain ever. And I really like his menacing ways, and he will kill himself. Like, he will, admit that he will die at points in time. So, he's just a very good character. At number 2, I have Loki. Now, Loki is sometimes a hero, sometimes a villain, but in his villain form, he will try to blow up the freaking city. So it is very menacing to him, and it is when he has the Chitauri. Is that what it's called? Chitauri from Avengers. This whole scene is from Avengers when he tries to blow up the city. Just a very menacing villain. But at number 1, I have the big bad of the Infinity Saga.
The grape.
Of the Infinity Saga, Thanos.
Okay.
Now,
the grape with the golden glove. The master grape.
the Jolly Rancher. No, the purple grape with the Jolly Rancher glove.
Yes.
Very menacing villain. I really like his journey. At first in Avengers and Age of Ultron, he just sits back and let other people do his work with the Avengers. But and then Thanos steps in Avengers Infinity War and Endgame, and I think he's the best villain in the MCU, and he wins. He wins in Avengers Infinity War. He can defeat the Avengers. That's when you know he's one of the most powerful villains, and that's why he comes in at number 1. What do you guys think of my ranking? Down below in the comment section. What is your ranking of the villains down below in the comment section? I will check you guys on another Dev 2000 video and another ranking. Goodbye, Devers.